my dear heart. Listen softly. Sometimes the fall was not a failure, it was an invitation. Sometimes your mistake wasn't the end, it was the beginning of your return. You didn't move away, you simply got tired. But the moment you whispered your regret, the doors of mercy opened wider than your past. This is the beauty of returning. No matter how far you walked, the path back is only one sincere step. When the heart breaks from its own mistakes, sometimes the hardest moments are not when life hurts you, but when you hurt yourself. You make a mistake, you follow a desire, you slip, you drift, and suddenly you feel something inside you becoming heavy. It's not depression, it's not sadness, it's your heart waking up. You try to distract yourself with your phone, with people, with noise, but the heaviness stays. It follows you quietly, and then you realize something simple. Your heart isn't punishing you. Your heart is calling you back. It's reminding you that you were made for something higher, something purer, something more peaceful than the life you've been living. This heaviness is not a sign that you are bad. It's a sign that you still care. Because hearts that are truly dead don't feel anything at all. Your heaviness is not a curse. It's the first sign of your return. The mercy that comes running toward you. There is something beautiful about returning, something people often forget. You don't walk back alone. Mercy walks toward you. You may think your mistakes pushed you far away, but the truth is, you were never more than one sincere tear away from a new beginning. Every time you felt guilty, every time you said, I want to change, every time your heart softened for even 1 second, these weren't accidents. These were signs that mercy was already moving toward you. You see, falling doesn't close the door. Falling only makes you feel the need for the door. And the moment your heart whispers, please help me, please guide me, please pull me back, something in the unseen responds. You may not see it, but mercy begins surrounding you. A random reminder touches you. A peaceful moment finds you. A new strength enters your chest. A thought comes saying, you can start again. You don't have to stay like this. You are still loved. This is how returning works. Not with lightning, not with punishment, not with fear, but with gentleness, with a feeling that you're being held, with a softness settling on your heart, with a calm whisper saying, you tried to move away, but I never moved from you. Your regret is not a weakness. It's a gift. It means your heart is alive. Your soul is still open. And mercy is still calling your name. You don't return because you're perfect. You return because you're willing. And willingness is more beloved than perfection. The moment you turn back, the entire path lights up again, as if your past never existed. Because mercy doesn't remember who you were. Mercy celebrates who you are becoming. Your fall was never a punishment. There is something you need to hear gently. Your fall wasn't the end of you, it was the awakening of you. So many people look at their mistakes and think, I ruined everything. I'm too far now. I'm not worthy anymore. But the truth is completely different. Sometimes you fall, not because you're weak, but because you were running in the wrong direction, and the fall was the only thing that could stop you. Sometimes you break, not because you're hopeless, but because breaking is the only way light can finally reach the parts of you that pride was covering. Your fall didn't disconnect you. It reconnected you. It reminded you. You were never meant to walk alone. You were never meant to carry so much on your own. You were never meant to find happiness far from your Creator. Your mistake wasn't a wall. It was a mirror that showed you, I don't like who I'm becoming. I miss my peace. I miss my old heart. I miss feeling close to the one who always held me. And that realization is more valuable than years of comfort. There are people who never fall, but remain asleep their whole life. And there are people who fall once and wake up forever. Your fall woke you up. It shook something inside you. It made you realize that the world can't fill you, desires can't satisfy you, and sins can't carry you. You didn't fall to stay down. You fell to rise in a way you never could have risen before. And the most beautiful part? The moment you decided to stand again, the path back became easier than the path that led you away. Your fall was not the end. It was the point where your story finally started to make sense. The quiet, gentle moment when you finally return. There comes a moment in every soul's journey, a moment so quiet, so simple, so soft, that most people never realize how sacred it is. It's the moment when your heart finally whispers, I want to come back. Not loudly, not confidently, not perfectly, just honestly. This moment is more powerful than all your mistakes combined, because returning doesn't require perfection. Returning doesn't require a long speech. Returning doesn't require 1,000 good deeds. Returning requires only one thing, a heart that is tired of being far. And when that moment arrives, something extraordinary happens in the unseen. A heaviness is lifted. A quiet peace enters. A softness returns to your chest. A calm thought crosses your mind. You don't need to stay lost. You can begin again. You belong close. This is the moment your heart meets mercy halfway. You don't feel lightning. You don't hear a voice. You don't see a sign written in the sky. But your heart knows something changed. Something shifted. Something inside you has finally turned around. You may still feel guilty. You may still feel unworthy. You may still feel scared. But listen, the one who formed your heart never expected you to return without trembling. He only wanted sincerity. Even if your hands shake, even if your voice cracks, even if your heart is unsure, even if your past still echoes behind you, the moment you say, I'm ready to come back, mercy responds instantly. You begin to notice old habits losing their power. You begin to see signs guiding you gently. You begin to feel hope where there was once emptiness. You begin to walk with a lightness that doesn't match your history. This is the beauty of returning. You don't walk into a courtroom. You walk into an embrace. You don't face a wall of judgment. You step into a field of forgiveness. You don't carry your past alone. You place it in the hands of the one who can transform every wound into a doorway toward healing. And the sweetest part, you realize you weren't returning to something new. You were returning to something familiar, something your heart always knew, something your soul always longed for, something you were created for. You were returning to peace, to clarity, to wholeness, to the one who never stopped waiting for you. This moment is the beginning of the rest of your story. The healing that covers you after you return. There is a kind of healing that doesn't feel like healing at first. It doesn't come with fireworks. It doesn't come with sudden miracles. It doesn't come with loud changes. It comes quietly, softly, gently, like a warm hand touching a shivering heart. This is the healing that arrives after you return. At first, you don't notice it. You only feel a small lightness in your chest, something you haven't felt in a long time. Your breaths become calmer. Your thoughts become clearer. Your heart feels a softness you thought you had lost forever. This is not random. This is not coincidence. This is healing that your Creator places inside you. The moment your heart turns back, you may still remember your past, but it no longer crushes you. You may still feel regret, but it no longer controls you. You may still feel broken, but now you also feel guided. Healing after returning is different. It's not just emotional healing. It's spiritual healing. It cleans the places inside you that no therapist, no friend, no distraction, no hobby could ever reach. It heals the wounds you didn't speak about. It heals the guilt you carried in silence. It heals the nights you cried quietly. It heals the loneliness you couldn't explain. It heals the emptiness you tried to fill with the world. Because when you return, you give your heart back to the one who knows exactly how to repair it. And he heals you in ways you don't even understand. You begin to feel peace. In moments where you used to feel fear, you begin to feel hope. In situations where you used to feel trapped, you begin to feel purpose. In days that once felt meaningless, your heart slowly becomes alive again. You start noticing small blessings. You appreciate tiny moments. You feel grateful for simple things. You feel calmer during storms. You feel guided in your confusion. You feel held even when you're alone. This is healing. Not the loud kind, but the holy kind. The kind that changes you quietly, softly, deeply, from the inside out. And the most beautiful part, healing doesn't wait for you to be perfect. Healing begins the moment you say, I'm ready to come back. Your return opened a door, and now healing flows through it without stopping. Piece by piece, day by day, tear by tear, your heart becomes whole again. This is the gift of returning. You don't just become forgiven, you become healed. The doors that open when your heart finally finds its way back. When a person returns, they don't just gain forgiveness, they gain openings. Openings in their life, openings in their heart, openings in their destiny. And these openings are some of the most beautiful gifts you will ever experience. At first, they appear small, almost invisible. A burden lifts from your shoulders. A worry that used to consume you no longer has the same power. A situation that once felt impossible suddenly becomes manageable. A fear that controlled you begins to lose its voice. These are not accidents. These are doors opening. Doors you didn't even know were locked. Because when your heart returns, your whole life returns with it. You begin to notice guidance in things you used to ignore. You hear wisdom in conversations you would have brushed off before. A random reminder touches you deeply. A message arrives at the exact moment you needed it. A person enters your life who brings clarity instead of confusion. A blessing comes quietly like a gift wrapped in silence. This is how the unseen works. Your path starts shifting. Your days feel lighter. Your nights feel calmer. Your decisions become clearer. Your soul becomes more awake. You feel as if something is gently leading you, redirecting you, protecting you, and truly, that is exactly what is happening. Your Creator begins opening doors you could not open alone. Doors of peace, doors of clarity, doors of protection, doors of opportunity, doors of strength, doors of emotional stability, doors of guidance that never existed before. You start realizing some things that left your life were actually blessings. Some prayers that didn't happen were actually protection. Some delays were actually redirections towards something far better. Your life begins to move with a new kind of flow. You work with more purpose. You speak with more softness. You walk with more calmness. You wake up with more meaning. And yet, the biggest door that opens is inside you. The door of hope, the door of inner peace, the door of returning to who you truly are. You feel safe again, safe inside your own heart, safe in your journey, safe in the plan that was written for you long before your mistakes ever existed. This is the hidden gift of returning. Your past doesn't block your future. It unlocks it. Your mistakes don't end your story. They expand it. Your return doesn't just clean your heart. It changes your entire life. And the more you walk forward, the more doors you will see. Some opening, some closing, all guiding you toward the place you were always meant to be, the new version of you that begins to rise. There comes a stage after returning, a stage many people don't talk about, but it is perhaps the most beautiful part of your entire journey. You begin to become a new version of yourself, not suddenly, not dramatically, not loudly, but quietly, softly, step by step, moment by moment. You begin to notice changes in your heart before you notice them in your life. You speak differently. You think differently. You react differently. You choose differently. The things that once tempted you no longer feel the same. The things that once distracted you no longer pull you as strongly. The people who once drained you no longer have access to your heart. You begin to protect your peace without feeling guilty. You begin to value silence more than noise. You begin to see blessings where you once saw burdens. You begin to appreciate small moments that used to go unnoticed. This is not because life magically changed. It's because you changed. Your return awakened a part of you that had been sleeping for too long. You start making choices that match your new heart. You become wiser with your time. You become softer with your words. You become more careful with your emotions. You become more aware of the paths you walk. You become protective of your inner world in a way you never were before. And slowly, you begin to feel a transformation that is deeper than anything on the outside. You are becoming someone your past self would admire, someone your younger self needed, someone your future self will thank, someone who walks with purpose, with clarity, with softness, with maturity, with dignity. You realize that the fall taught you humility. And returning taught you strength. Your mistakes taught you awareness. And forgiveness taught you peace. Your loneliness taught you resilience. And healing taught you compassion. Nothing was wasted. Not a single tear. Not a single regret. Not a single night of confusion. Not a single moment of guilt. Everything you went through was preparing you for who you are becoming now. This new version of you is not perfect, but it is sincere. And that sincerity is more powerful than perfection. You may still stumble. You may still feel unsure. You may still feel moments of weakness. But now you rise faster. You recover quicker. You recognize the signs sooner. You return earlier because your heart has learned the way back. This is the beauty of transformation. You don't return to who you were. You return to who you were always meant to be. A calmer you, a wiser you, a softer you, a stronger you, a more awake you, a more peaceful you, a version of you whose heart finally feels like home. Your journey isn't over. There comes a point in every journey when you look back at where you started and you realize something you never noticed before. Every step, every fall, every tear, every return was shaping you into the person standing here today. Your story didn't break you. It built you. Your past didn't destroy you. It prepared you. Your mistakes didn't disconnect you. They redirected you. Your fall didn't define you. It awakened you. And now you stand at a new beginning. Not the beginning of your old life, but the beginning of a life that comes from awareness, softness, sincerity, and healing. You begin to understand something powerful. You were never meant to stay down. You were always meant to rise. You were never meant to walk alone. You were always guided, even when you couldn't see the guidance. You were never meant to carry guilt forever. You were meant to purify, release, and return. Your journey is not ending here. This is where it becomes meaningful. You will still face challenges. You will still have days that feel heavy. You will still feel moments of weakness. But now, you will not face them as the old you. You will face them with a heart that knows where to go for comfort, with a soul that knows where to run for peace, with a mind that knows how to return before drifting too far. You will rise more gracefully. You will soften more beautifully. You will heal more deeply. Why? Because something inside you changed forever. You now understand that falling is not failure. Drifting is not the end. Mistakes are not final. Distance is not permanent. You always have a way back. And that knowledge is the strongest shield you will ever carry. You no longer need the world to validate you, define you, complete you, or heal you. You have learned that real healing comes from returning. Real peace comes from turning inward. Real clarity comes from reconnecting to the one who always held your heart even when you were far. And now you walk forward with a different kind of confidence. A confidence rooted not in perfection, but in sincerity. A confidence that whispers, I may fall again, but I know how to rise again. I may drift again, but I know the path back. I may feel lost, but I am never truly alone. Your journey doesn't end here. This is the chapter where you write the rest of your life with a cleaner heart, a calmer mind, and a more awake soul. Every sunrise from today will meet a stronger version of you. Every challenge from today will face a wiser version of you. Every step from today will be taken by a heart that knows exactly where home is. And that is the true beauty of returning. My dear, beautiful soul, if you reach this far in the video, then know something gently. Your heart is already returning. Not tomorrow, not next week, not one day. But now, in this moment, with this breath, every word that touched you today, every thought that softened you, every feeling that rose inside you, these are signs that your heart is waking up again. And remember, you don't need a perfect past to create a beautiful future. You just need sincerity. You just need willingness. You just need one honest step. Your story is not defined by where you fell, but by where you rise. So rise gently, rise slowly, rise with hope, rise with softness, rise with the certainty that you are never too far, never too late, never too broken to return. Your Creator loves when you come back. He loves your tears. He loves your effort. He loves your sincerity. He loves your heart, especially when it is trying. So take your next step with calmness and courage. And before you leave this video, tell me in the comments, where are you watching from? And what time is it right now? I want to pray for you, your heart, your healing, and your journey. May your next chapter be softer than your last. May your heart find peace in places it once felt pain. And may you always remember, returning is not the end. Returning is how your real life begins.